Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news, so Lions fans, hold on to your hats because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer. Rumors have been swirling, and sources like Adam Schefter have dropped a bombshell that's got everyone talking. Word is, the Detroit Lions are in serious talks to acquire George Kittle from the San Francisco 49ers in a blockbuster trade. And trust me, this is not just some rumor to pass the time. This could fundamentally reshape the Lions' offense and potentially set them up for a deep playoff run. The details? Well, it's a big deal. Kittle, a 5-time Pro Bowler, a guy who's been a cornerstone for the 49ers offense, could be heading east in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026. That's a huge price, but in the Lions' window of opportunity, it might be an investment they're willing to make. Now let's back up a bit and evaluate why this is such a big deal. Kittle isn't just a tight end. He's an absolute weapon. At 29 years old, he's still in his prime, and his production this season has been nothing short of impressive. With 21 receptions on 24 targets, totaling 184 yards and 3 touchdowns, Kittle is one of the most efficient and explosive tight ends in the league. His yards per reception sit at an impressive 8.8, and he's averaging over 36 yards per game. His PFF grade of 82.5 puts him firmly in the top tier of tight ends, and his EPA per target of 0.18 reflects his ability to make big plays when it counts. Plus, his YAC, yards after catch, of 4.1 yards per reception shows he can turn short catches into significant gains, and his run blocking is elite, an 85% win rate, comparable to the best in the league like Kels. Kittle's career stats are nothing short of spectacular when you consider his injury history. Over his career, he's amassed over 600 receptions for more than 80 yards and has scored 48 touchdowns. That kind of production isn't just about numbers, it's about impact. When healthy, Kittle is a matchup nightmare, especially in the red zone where his target share is around 22%. His route win rate sits at 78%, meaning he consistently finds ways to get open, and he's a clutch performer in tight coverage. His blocking, combined with his receiving ability, makes him a dual threat that defenses have to game plan against. Now you might be wondering, why would the 49ers consider trading Kittle? Well, the Niners are trying to manage their cap space better, with about $20 million in future cap relief, and they're looking to focus on extending their quarterback, Brock Purdy, while also giving some love to their young offensive line. The team is 6'4", but has shown some inconsistency on offense, scoring just 230 points over 10 games and turning the ball over more than they'd like. They've also been dealing with injuries, including some key players, and could be eyeing a rebuild of sorts. Trading Kittle could free up around $15 million in cap space right now and help them retool for the future. From the Lions' perspective, this move could be transformative. Detroit, sitting at 6'3" with an average of 31.4 points per game, could see an immediate boost in their offensive firepower. Kittle's addition would give Jared Goff a reliable, big-bodied target who can make plays in the middle of the field, in the red zone, and on critical third downs. His presence would create mismatches that defenses would find hard to handle, especially with the way the Lions have been leaning heavily on play action and their running game. With Laporta injured and out for at least 4 games, the need for a proven tight end becomes even more urgent, and Kittle's arrival could fill that void seamlessly. Imagine the Lions' offense with Kittle lining up on the field. It's a nightmare for defenses. His ability to win contested catches, he's got 48 this season, combined with his route running skills, would elevate Goff's passing game to another level. His red zone target share of 22% means he's a primary option in scoring situations, and his red zone TD rate could increase significantly with Kittle's presence. Plus, his yards after catch, which could improve from 4.1 to 4.7 yards per reception, would keep drives alive and extend scoring opportunities. The Lions have been effective, but adding a weapon like Kittle would push them into a new stratosphere, especially in close games and playoff scenarios. And speaking of the postseason, the implications are enormous. A move like this would send shockwaves through the NFC North and the entire NFC. For starters, the Lions' Super Bowl odds would see a significant boost. Currently, they sit at around plus 750, but with Kittle, some analysts believe those odds could plummet all the way down to plus 400. That's a huge jump in confidence from the betting markets, signaling that the Lions are now seen as legitimate contenders. Kittle's playoff experience and ability to perform under pressure. Remember how he's dominated seams with contested catch win rates of around 25%. Could be the X factor that elevates Detroit to new heights. Furthermore, this trade would give the Lions a distinct advantage against their divisional rivals. The NFC North is always a grind, with tough defenses and physical football. But with Kittle's ability to neutralize safeties like Byard and create mismatches against linebackers like Warner, Detroit could dominate in the middle of the field, turning their offense into a matchup nightmare. Plus, his ability to elevate the passing game against coverages that tend to be more aggressive in the playoffs would be invaluable. It's not just about adding yards. It's about adding a player who consistently wins in critical moments, and that's what Kittle brings to the table. Now, it's important to remember that this is all speculative for now. The 49ers are in a bit of a limbo, with their record and some strategic moves indicating they might be open to a rebuild, or at least some cap management. The Lions, on the other hand, are in a strong position, poised to make a deep playoff push if they can strengthen their roster. This potential trade, if it happens, could be the catalyst that pushes Detroit over the top. Imagine Goff throwing to Kittle in the red zone, setting up multiple scoring opportunities, or Kittle making a clutch contested catch on third down in a playoff game. It's a scenario that gets every Lions fan excited and dreaming of a Super Bowl run. And let's not forget the bigger picture. If this trade goes through, it would mark a significant shift in how the Lions are perceived around the league. It would show that Detroit is serious about contending now, willing to make bold moves to chase their first Super Bowl title since the 1950s. The fans would be energized, the team would be motivated, and the whole city would rally around this new, more formidable Lions squad. It's the kind of move that can define a franchise's future, and judging by how the Lions have been shaping their roster, they're not just playing for the present, they're building a dynasty. In conclusion, this possible trade for George Kittle is more than just a rumor. It's a signal of the Lions' ambitions. They are aggressively trying to upgrade their roster, capitalize on their current window, and punch through to the big stage. If they manage to pull this off, it could be one of the most significant moves in recent NFL history, setting the Lions up as perennial contenders and shaking up the NFC landscape. For now, we wait and watch, but one thing is for sure, if this deal happens, Lions fans, you'll want to remember this moment as the start of something special. So stay tuned, keep the faith, and get ready for what could be a historic chapter in Detroit Lions history. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Lions. Do you think this trade would push Detroit to new heights? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing Kittle in Honolulu blue and silver? I know I am. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Lions news. Let's keep the passion alive and keep believing that the best is yet to come for our Detroit Lions.